John D. Rockefeller did not become rich by working harder. He became rich by controlling everything around him. At his peak, he controlled over 90% of America's oil. No influencer, no entrepreneur, no billionaire today has ever dominated an industry this completely. He didn't rely on luck or fleeting trends. He systematically analyzed the market, understood infrastructure, and created leverage points others didn't even see. This is the blueprint behind the greatest monopoly in history. A story of discipline, vision, and ruthless strategic thinking that still shapes business empires today. Rockefeller's humble start. Rockefeller did not inherit wealth. He was raised in poverty. His father was unreliable, a traveling salesman who often brought chaos instead of stability. His childhood was unstable, filled with frequent moves and limited resources. But Rockefeller learned something critical early. Every cent must be accounted for. As a teenager, he meticulously tracked every expense, every dollar earned, and every mistake made. He developed spreadsheets on paper, noting how even small amounts of money added up over time. This obsessive discipline became his edge. While other kids wasted time, he cultivated habits of foresight, precision, and accountability. It was here, amid scarcity, that he honed the mindset of someone who would one day control a massive empire. He learned the invisible power of preparation, the advantage of systems, and the compounding effect of careful financial management, skills far beyond his peers. The industry everyone ignored. In the mid-1800s, oil was not glamorous. It was messy, dangerous, and unregulated. Most ambitious people chased railroads, steel, or banking. Oil was considered secondary, even risky. Rockefeller saw differently. He understood that energy was infrastructure, the literal fuel powering the entire economy. Railroads, factories, homes, and industries all depended on oil. Whoever controlled energy could indirectly control everything else. This insight transformed a dirty, overlooked commodity into a gold mine. He recognized inefficiencies in production, transport, and refinement, then began designing systems that could dominate each link. His vision wasn't about short-term gain. It was about systematic control of a foundational industry, one that others ignored because it lacked immediate glamour. Standard Oil is born. Rockefeller didn't start by drilling oil. He focused on refining. Refining controlled quality, pricing, and distribution, the levers that actually determined profit. By mastering this step, he ensured his product was reliable, consistent, and cheaper than competitors. He reinvested relentlessly, buying better equipment, optimizing processes, and expanding operations. Competitors couldn't match his efficiency. This wasn't mere growth, it was calculated domination. Every move was strategic. Rockefeller created networks of refineries, pipelines, and storage facilities that allowed him to scale faster and more efficiently than anyone else. The foundation of Standard Oil was built on foresight, systems thinking, and relentless focus on controlling every controllable variable in the supply chain. The elimination strategy. Rockefeller didn't compete in the traditional sense. He eliminated. He underpriced rivals until they collapsed, then bought their assets cheaply. If competitors resisted, he crushed their margins. If they cooperated, he absorbed them into his growing empire. Choice disappeared. The strategy was methodical, not emotional. He treated the market like a chessboard, anticipating every move, controlling every leverage point. Every acquisition, partnership, and negotiation was calculated to minimize risk and maximize control. This systematic approach turned Standard Oil from a company into a monopoly, demonstrating the power of combining strategy with relentless execution. Control of infrastructure. Rockefeller didn't stop at refineries. He controlled railroads, pipelines, and storage facilities. Oil had no alternative routes. Anyone wanting to move oil had to go through Standard Oil. By controlling these choke points, he effectively locked competitors out of critical infrastructure. This is how monopolies are built, not through products alone, but by controlling the channels that allow distribution. The ability to manipulate supply, demand, and access gave him leverage over pricing and competitors. Infrastructure control created stability, predictability, and unmatched strategic power, enabling him to dictate market terms with near total authority. The trust structure. As laws tightened, Rockefeller adapted. He created the corporate trust, a network of multiple companies under one control center. This allowed Standard Oil to bypass regulations while maintaining dominance. It was an innovation not just in production, but in legal strategy, showing that adaptability extends beyond technology and operations to governance and organizational design. By centralizing decision-making and decentralizing operations, he maintained efficiency, control, and flexibility. A model many modern corporations still emulate. The public backlash. Rockefeller became hated. Journalists exposed practices, politicians demanded action, and public opinion turned against him. Anti-monopoly sentiment surged. Laws were passed to prevent similar domination. Yet, while critics focused on perception, Rockefeller focused on resilience and strategy. He had anticipated regulation and adapted accordingly. The eventual breakup of Standard Oil was not a defeat. It was a calculated pivot that increased his wealth. The breakup made him richer. The breakup created multiple companies: Exxon, Chevron, Mobil. Rockefeller owned shares in all of them, multiplying his wealth. Regulation didn't destroy him. Preparation and foresight amplified his fortune. He leveraged legal structures, investments, and market position to not only survive the breakup, but profit enormously from it. Philanthropy as legacy. Later in life, Rockefeller gave away billions to universities, medical research, and foundations. This was strategic, not weakness. He multiplied wealth first, then distributed it. Philanthropy reinforced his legacy, shaping society and ensuring his influence endured beyond his lifetime. Why Rockefeller still matters. Modern tech giants follow the same playbook: control platforms, distribution, and competitors. The names changed, but the strategy remains the same. Discipline, foresight, and systemic control define enduring success. The danger of absolute control. Absolute control invites resistance. Governments, competitors, and public opinion eventually push back. Every empire must balance domination with adaptability, ensuring survival while maintaining influence. 3 wealth laws from Rockefeller Wealth Law. 1. Control the choke points. Ownership beats competition. Wealth Law. 2. Efficiency beats popularity. Low costs create dominance. Wealth Law. 3. Adapt faster than regulation. Rules change. Systems must evolve. Final thought. Rockefeller proves something uncomfortable. The biggest fortunes aren't built by playing fair, they are built by playing strategically. Subscribe to Kings, Empires, and Billionaires. Behind every massive fortune is a system few people ever see.